just wanted to share with you, to wind up, a few of the additional activities that we plan for this year. We decided that we would use the whole year to celebrate our 50th anniversary and to try to share with people in Alaska what we've been doing and thinking about and get them involved in what we should be planning to work on next. So in late September we plan a symposium and a celebration of ISER's, have an official birthday celebration, but also tying it in with bringing our past directors back, who include those from Vic Fisher on forward, to share with us their insights about where Alaska's been and where it's going, and some guest speakers. And we want to focus on this theme of from northern frontier to the new north, and I think that really is kind of a way of using the crystal ball and say, well, all right, we were frontier, there's still some elements of the frontier. What's the new north? What are the challenges? And you've heard about some of them today. What are some of the opportunities both in Alaska and across the north? Some of the opportunities through climate change and economic diversification and globalization, as well as the challenges. What about sustainability of rural communities? What about the resource industries that we're dependent on? Where are we going here and where should we be going? So we will let you know about when that's going to happen specifically. Throughout the year, we're participating in a variety of symposia and other conferences and co-sponsoring other meetings. One that's coming up in May is a climate change symposium co-sponsored by UA Anchorage and the Chugach National Forest. Some ISER people will be involved in. We're putting on a symposium in June to look at the telecommunications and IT sector, as I mentioned. What's the history of that in Alaska? How can we capture the contribution that several people in Juneau and elsewhere made in those early days, and what lessons have we learned, and where should we be going in the future? Looking at natural resources, fisheries and other natural resources in the fall. And we're trying also to do what we're doing here today, which is to take ISER out on the road, or as more appropriately maybe in the plane, to get to various constituents, of which you're a very important one. Also to Fairbanks, which is where ISER was founded, and both the university and the community. And we've been asked to also come and speak in several of the rural and hub communities around the state, often in collaboration with regional conferences. And we're trying to share our research. Much of what you've heard today is very relevant for rural Alaska, and we want them both to know about it and to help us and to develop future research capability. We're trying to produce materials that will be useful to you. I will say that this presentation today will be up on the website, but we're going to have the map, as I mentioned, in electronic and hard copy form. We're developing a lot of other web-based materials and trying to make ISER's research more available, interactive. We welcome suggestions, especially we find junior researchers and staffers are very helpful in telling us, here's how you should be getting the information out there, here's how we can make it relevant. We will be putting together publications based on the work that we do this year. We're also collaborating with the ANCSA 40 celebrations, the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act celebrations, which there are several events and research activities going on around the state. We've contributed some background materials to them. We've been doing a lot on the history of ISER, and Vic Fisher has pulled out a lot of material about the early days of both organizations and both activities. We're also collaborating, as Diane also mentioned, with the First Alaskans Institute. And something I would really like to announce today that we are just establishing with the blessing of the Rogers family is a fund for emerging scholars that will provide support for junior researchers and scholars. We think this is very important because we want to attract young people and junior researchers to come and spend time in Alaska, start working on some of these projects, as many people, the panel that you've seen here today, and many of our colleagues found their way to Alaska and decided to stay. We want to encourage more researchers to come here, to give them some startup funding. We think this is important in providing some support for them to get going, but we also see it as a way of developing a kind of pipeline, if you will, of people who will come and work with ISER and with UAA and other, be a resource to the state. And the Rogers family has said that they would love to have this established in George Rogers' name. So this is something that we have just established. There's an information sheet on the table about it. and we would be happy to give you more information about that as well. But we really want to use this year not only to look backward, but to look forward and leave a legacy, and we're very disappointed that George Rogers is not here for it, but we thought this would be a way to honor him. Just finally, there is also a reception this evening at the home of Bill Leahy, who's a longtime Juneau resident, and also a member of ISER's advisory board. People are most welcome to attend, and there's a flyer that gives information about where that is and how to get there outside. Our website has a lot more information, and you can just email ISER50 if you want, and we can try to provide whatever other additional information might be. And I would like to second the comments that were made by other members of the panel that were very appreciative not only of this opportunity, but of the support that the legislature has given to many priorities for Alaskan development and research. Thank you very much, and thank you. For those of you who managed to stay here for a little while, we have a few minutes we could use, is that right, for questions or comments? So if people have a question, please feel free to ask us and see what we can respond. If you need to go, please feel free to do so.
Heather, would you mind thanking Sam Gottstein for
I
setting
would
this up?
definitely like to. I'm sorry I thanked him personally, but I want to thank him publicly as well. Yeah, he's been terrifically helpful in doing a lot of the organizing and many things that I don't know about, as well as several that I do. So thanks a lot, and thanks to you and your staff for making this possible, and the people that are providing the recording of it as well.